That is crazy. 49 years old and he still plays for the Rockies. He's been there longer than the Rockets have existed. That is crazy. But yeah, he was named number 2 starter and he's 49 years old. You know what, Moyer? You know what I gotta tell you? At your age, you're vulnerable to any injuries. You know, you gotta be aware of it everywhere. You have to make sure you don't get injured. If you're too young or if you're too old, you get injured easily. So make sure to look everywhere. Make sure to take care of yourself. But good luck, man. Just play as long as you can play. I understand your love for baseball. It says a lot. Just keep on rolling. Just help the Rockies out. They need you. So that's good for Moyer. That's some good things right there in the sports world. So we're gonna go to commercials. When we come back, we're just gonna talk about we're gonna head back to the NBA with some rumors. We're gonna go to MLB rumors and NFL rumors, as well as a trade breakdown from the Panthers and the Raiders that I was talking about. And it did involve the Panthers, by the way. So we'll talk about that. Then we will do quick picks for the Final Four. And the rumors will be the rumor boom. We'll probably close the show with a what was that segment. Or maybe it's pretty soon. But we'll do all these remaining things, which aren't many, but we are midway through the show. So we'll do all these things coming back on the SP Show. You know what? You gotta admit that Tim Tebow, what he wants to do is bring the Jets to the top. That's what he wants to do. He wants to make the Jets a playoff team. He wants to be a solid backup quarterback. He wants to be the best backup quarterback in the history of the National Football League. I don't know what to tell you. I just can't be your friend. I am only a sports show talk show host. The only thing I can tell you is that any guy of the sport that nails down to football, I'm not saying that anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that any guy like him is good because he's focused on his work and he's committed to his goals. And if you ask me, he is definitely better than Drew Stanton. Anyhow, Drew Stanton is in Indianapolis. There's just no excuse. Tim Tebow is going to be better than Drew Stanton. We just have to see how much better he is going to be. But that he's going to be better is the truth. Now, if you're going to tell me Tim Tebow is going to be the best second quarterback in the NFL, you know what I'm going to tell you? It's not happening. Tune in to the SP Show. YouTube.com/user/capital S lowercase p capital S lowercase p ORTS capital C lowercase ORNER. YouTube.com/user/SpSportsCorner. Make sure to tune in and subscribe now. The SP Show. Everything sports related and a bit more. And we're back with the SP Show. So, Peyton Manning, it said that he's good to go for the Broncos. He says QB coach David Cutcliffe. David Cutcliffe has been watching Peyton Manning throw for nearly 2 decades. And after orchestrating Manning's workouts from the time the quarterback was cleared by doctors to resume throwing, and when Manning signed his contract with the Broncos last week, Cutcliffe saw enough to predict that Manning will be just fine. Cutcliffe later says on Thursday, he could play a game, we've done it, we've simulated games and he's done well. He's going to do nothing but get stronger and going to play up to his standards. Then you have Panthers, they trade running back Mike Goodson to the Oakland Raiders for offensive lineman Bruce Campbell. Goodson played in 4 games last season, but did not record a rushing attempt after playing in all 16 games for Carolina in 2010. Rushing for 452 yards and 3 touchdowns on 103 attempts. He also caught 40 passes for 310 yards in the 2010 campaign, but fumbled 6 times. So, you have that trade. That's analysis of that trade. So then, Asante Samuel is not going to the Detroit Lions. They're not an option for them. So the Lions are out of that. You did hear about Tennessee. It's a possibility. It says he'll be traded there for a conditional 3rd round pick sometime in the next few days. We'll see how that goes. Ed Reed says he wants to go back to the NFL. It says, asked if you plan to return for the 2012 season. There's a lot of talk out there. I'm not going to say I'm 50-50 because I'm not. I want to play football, but it's something me and my team have been discussing the last couple of weeks. I plan on doing it, but depending if it can change. Then Reed said 4 to 5 more years of playing is a reality for me. Adding playfully, if it was up to me, I'd be with a walking cane out there. That's crazy. You can tell he loves football. That's another Moyer right there. So there's a lot of people that love their sports. So that's good. That's good. That's good. We love sports in this show, as you guys can tell. So Bill Parcells, he's on the lookout for the job for the Saints interim coach job. Then you have Donovan McNabb, former Washington Redskins quarterback. He thinks that Baylor QB Robert Griffin will have trouble in Washington because of Mike and Kyle Shanahan's egos. He said he doubts that Coach Mike Shanahan and offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan have the humility to tailor their offense to Griffin's strengths. He said no when asked whether Shanahan was a good fit for a coach for Griffin. Then he says, I say that because a lot of times ego gets too involved when it comes to being in Washington. You have Colts free agent linebacker Philip Wheeler. He's going to visit the Raiders. So, those are the most important rumors for the NFL as of now. If you guys have good ones that you guys have heard, please email them in to us, all that information, or contact us. All that information is in the video description. Also, comment below. That will really be appreciated. So now we're going to go to NBA rumors. You have... By the way, guys, that was Rumor Boom that we just started. So, in another explosion, you have Nate McMillan being the prime candidate to replace Stan Van Gundy in Orlando. You have, well, that's going to help out the Magic, but I don't know if it's going to be as well as Van Gundy's taking the system, you know. But skepticism is still around because of Michael Jordan's willingness to pay the sort of coaching dollars that McMillan is asking for, you know. Well, let's see how that goes. But let's see. It takes time for me to know exactly how that happens. So, sources say that former Grizzlies coach Mark Iavaroni is not considered an option to replace Clippers coach Del Negro, even on a rest of the season basis. But Robert Pack, not Iavaroni, is Del Negro's assistant in front of the interim line. But Pack's ability to connect with Chris Paul after working with him in both New Orleans and LA don't change the fact that he's never been the head coach before. So, let's see what happens in LA. But the Clippers are not a solid team, but they're in the playoffs. I can tell you that. So, yeah, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time. That's pretty much the most important rumors. Even though you have Cavaliers signed guard Lester Hudson to a 10-day contract. Hudson was averaging 17.6 points, 6 rebounds, and 4.2 assists in 5 games, 2 starts, for the Austin Toros of the NBA D-League. You have Rasheed Wallace worked out with the Miami Heat. I know he is retired, but he's thinking whether or not to come out of retirement. As of now, he doesn't want to come out, but there's a chance he will come out. You know, the off-season can be appetizing for any player, so we'll see if he changes his mind later on once NBA Finals concludes. Dennis Horner, who started the year with the Nets, spent most of the time in the D-League, but he signed a 10-day contract to return to New Jersey. That is good, because I just wanted that kid to get another opportunity. So that's good. So those are the most important rumors in the NBA right now. So if you have more, just send it to us. Twitter, Facebook, email, you know that stuff. You know the deal. But the last thing we're talking about NBA is that Steve Nash said anything is possible. Yes, anything. Does include the Miami Heat. He says that if he was offered an offer by the Miami Heat, he would consider it. So there you go. With that, we're going to conclude the NBA rumors in Rumor Boom. Now you have MLB rumors. This will be the last segment of Rumor Boom. So you have the general manager, Mike Rizzo, says that the Nationals are unlikely to make any last-minute changes to their roster. He said that something out of the ordinary will come from the players already in-house once opening day starts. He expects Andres Blanco to exercise his opt-out clause and become a free agent. The Nats reassigned him yesterday. The Nationals hope to hang on to outfielder Jason Michaels after releasing him on Thursday. They would like to re-sign the veteran and place him with AAA Syracuse. Then you have that the Boston Red Sox, they would like to receive a different player from the Cubs after the injury suffered by Chris Carpenter. So, I mean, not big things. I mean, there are some good stuff like this. The Padres agree to deal with Corey Loop. That would give him a guaranteed $12 million. If both options are exercised, he can earn up to $27.75 million. So, I mean, he appeared in 46 games for the Padres last season. He posted a 3.29 ERA with 9.9 K9 and 2.8 BB9. So, that's, I mean, I just don't know who this guy is, but anything the Padres can do is going to help out their team. In the other hand, in the East, the Orioles have waived right-hander Alfredo Simon. Simon, 30, had a 4.90 ERA with 6.5 K9 and 3.1 BB9 in 16 starts and 7 relief appearances last season. Then you have Alex Gordon. So I mean, he's 28, pretty young. He hit .303, .376, and .502 with 23 homers and 690 appearances in the plate in 2011. Last season marked Gordon's first as a full-time outfielder. So minor move.